Want to take an additional moment today to think a little bit more about prayer as we get started for week 2. I've identified a number of different resources, and I know many of us do a fair amount of reflection throughout the day or throughout the week, or we hope to do reflection and when time allows. That's kind of me in terms of I hope to do reflection every day. And I tend to take a look at the readings. Sadly, I'm not able to get to Mass every day, but I look at the readings for the day, and then, as you can see from the various URLs, I'll visit various places. I particularly like Creighton's, but other places that allow me to kind of reflect on the readings. And I asked for that reflection today, particularly because of a reflection I was taking a look at today off of a particular site, and that URL is right above, about this idea of what was in the gospel today, and this is Saturday, and this idea of what Jesus was doing and caring for other people. And I often think about that with many of you that are in the parochial school setting, and the sacrifice you offer and the service you provide and the kind of answering that call. I'm reminded of that particularly through my 91-year-old mother. What, Sean? Parochial education and your 91-year-old mother? Well, my 91-year-old mother went through parochial schools back in the 30s and 40s. And she'll always talk about the sisters. And she'll always then talk about the fact that why aren't the sisters doing it today? Now, she has some age-related dementia, but where I'm going with this is that the sisters of the past, through their service, through their calling, through their religious life, definitely devoted a tremendous amount of time and energy to the parochial school system, especially here in the United States. With the changes after post-Vatican II, that definitely altered. And instead, we've had to fill as lay people many of those positions. And in so doing, we've answered that call to service. We've connected to that calling in our life. And we've sacrificed in many ways. And today's reflection to me reinforced that. In addition to that, something on my mind today, or this week as we go into our second week, in respect to prayer, is the Leaven, which is a periodic newspaper that offered by the Kansas City, Kansas Archdiocese. And over the last several months, portions of the Leaven have identified elements of disabilities. There's been a column written by someone that's taken over the position a little over a year now as a disability coordinator for the Archdiocese. And beyond schools, he looks at it for the overall inclusion of individual disabilities in everything from Mass to schools, etc. And I've been co-authoring or assisting with this column, and as we've been reflecting on disabilities, one of the things for me in engagement with disabilities within our broader parish and our broader community, it goes beyond so much more than access. And oftentimes these reflections that co-author is helping develop are more physical access to Mass, access to the building, access to events. And yet, oftentimes, when I reflect on access to learning in the curriculum for our students, it's that cognitive access, it's the learning supports, it's that social interaction, more than just am I there, more than that physical connection. I wanted to offer those kind of reflections as we go forward to this week. And again, excited about this week, and I hope I'm making somewhat of connection with these reflections. I know they're a bit personal, and I know they're a bit connected to what I'm going through, and I know we're all going through different things here. But I thought I'd at least share a little bit about that as we move forward. Thank you for the time, and hope the rest of the module is connecting to some of your needs and giving us that foundation as we explore going forward.